truth is, your ability to successfully lose weight and, more importantly, keep it off lies solely on your ability to make decisions that are in line with what you actually want. It was Albert Einstein that said you cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it. He also said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, which is crazy because the majority of the thoughts that you're having today are exactly the same thoughts that you had yesterday, exactly the same thoughts that you had the day before that. What's even more crazy, the majority of those thoughts are negative. You've heard me talk a few times about the negativity bias. It's kept humans alive since the beginning of time. It's also fueling your decision-making ability. So the aim of today's video is I want to give you 3 powerful questions that you can ask yourself every single morning to help focus your attention and make better decisions throughout the day. These are the exact same questions that I ask my clients every single day when I'm helping them increase their energy, their drive, their focus, helping them lose weight, helping them reclaim their fitness. Don't let the fact that these questions are so incredibly simple fool you into thinking that they are not effective. You see, questions are the steering wheel of the mind. When we ask ourselves better questions, more powerful questions, questions that have got leverage behind them, we can influence the decisions that we make. We can influence the way that we think. Because ultimately, it's your thoughts which drive the way that you behave, and it's then that behavior which dictates the outcome. So what I'd love you to do is I'd love you to get a pen, I'd love you to get a piece of paper, and I'd love you to write these questions down. Now, the magic in this is using a pen and a piece of paper. Something magical happens inside of the brain. The blood moves in a different way when you use an old-fashioned pen and paper as opposed to a screen. There's just not the emotional connection when we use technology instead of paper. The best time for you to do this is first thing in the morning whilst you are still in that creative brainwave state. It's mad, isn't it? Because when you wake up in the morning, that's when you catastrophize, that's when you ruminate, that's when all of your problems arise because your brain is in a creative state. So if we can harness that state to focus our attention on how we want to feel, to focus our attention on the things that we want, it makes perfect sense that there's a much bigger chance that you're actually going to achieve them. Like I say, these are questions that I get my clients to answer every single morning. The first one sounds incredibly simple. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel today? Again, sounds incredibly simple, but you would be surprised at how many people can tell me 5 or 10 things that they don't want to feel today. I don't want to feel overweight, stressed, tired. I don't want to feel overwhelmed. I don't want to feel a lack of confidence. I don't want to feel unfit. I don't want to feel embarrassed. I don't want to feel scared. But as soon as you say to someone, how do you want to feel? It takes them back. It stops them in their tracks. They have to think about it. So if we can get 100% clarity on exactly how you want to feel that day, then we've got a target. Then we've got something that we can aim for. The second question, and this is, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing again. Number 2, what needs to happen? What needs to happen today for you to feel the way that you want to feel? Super, super simple. what I'm going to do at the end of this, I'm going to go through the way that I filled this in this morning. So just so you get a little bit of a better idea about just how powerful it is when you steer your attention and your focus on how you want to feel. The third one, so we've got, how do you want to feel today? The second one, what needs to happen in order for you to feel exactly like that? And the third one, the big one, this is where the leverage is. If you are struggling to achieve a certain result, the best way that you can guarantee success is if you make it about someone else. If you give yourself some leverage. Do you remember in school, you could move any weight with a lever that's long enough? So if you give yourself some powerful leverage, you're going to do what you said that you were going to do. So what I'm going to ask you to do, the third question, who needs you to show up? Who needs you to show up today? What impact is you doing what you said that you were going to do have on the people that you love, their lives? What impact is not showing up going to have on the quality of the lives of the people that you love? 3 very, very simple questions. There are more questions that I ask my clients every single morning. And if this is something that you are looking at getting a handle on and you do want to jump inside of my program, there's a link at the bottom. Click the link. It'll give you all the information that you need to know, and I'll see you on the inside. So I'll go through mine from today. How do you want to feel? I want to feel, this morning, I want to feel strong. I want to feel powerful. I want to feel confident, and I want to feel charismatic. That's what I wrote in my journal this morning. I actually posted this on social media today. So I've written down the feelings that I want to generate today. That's how I want to feel. What needs to happen in order for me to feel strong, powerful, confident, and charismatic? So the first thing that I wrote down, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to train really, really hard. The second thing I wrote down is I'm going to have a good breakfast. The third thing I wrote down is I'm going to go and get a haircut so I feel confident, so I feel good, so I feel presentable. Then I wrote down, I'm going to record this video to show people my confidence, to show people my charisma. Who needs you to show up? The leverage. Who needs you to show up? Who needs you to be on your A game? For me personally, it's always about my family. To me, my family is the most important thing in the whole entire world. So when it comes to who needs you to show up, you write down the name of your wife, the name of your husband, the name of your kids, the name of your dog. We bring them out of your mind into reality. We write down, these are the people that need me to show up today. I guarantee if you implement this into your morning, it takes 5 minutes. Top 5 or 10 minutes, absolute tops. You can do this whilst you're having your breakfast. You can do this while the kids are having their breakfast. It doesn't take long at all, but I guarantee if you get into the habit of doing this, your energy will go through the roof. Your relationships will improve. You will find it so much simpler to lose that 20 pounds that you keep telling everybody that you want to lose, but never quite do anything about it. Because once we look at these 3 powerful questions to steer our decision-making ability, we're going to get a completely different outcome. Hopefully you've enjoyed today. Hopefully this has given you a little bit of insight into the work that I do with clients. Hopefully this has given you an insight into the way that what I do is very, very different to anything that you've probably done before. We go so much deeper than just macros, misery, and running around. We look at the root cause of the problem. We look at rewiring the brain. We look at changing your perception of yourself so that you can get a fantastic result. If this is something that you want to get involved with, I would absolutely love to help you create the life that you want. There's a link somewhere. It's either, depending on where you're watching this, there's a link down there or there's a link up there. Click it. Let's see what we can do. Hey, listen, have a fantastic day.